Downtown is where all the activity is. And you see this form is where I just dropped this in the downtown of my city. Because why? I'm purchasing a property right now. And I went directly to the seller. And so I'm here in downtown. There's so many cars passing by. And just like when you are starting in your apartment investing, in your neighborhood, there's also a downtown, and there's so many activities. Now, when you look at rentals, when you look at apartments, there are certain things in your neighborhood that only you know. It's what we call a clock. In a clock, there's a second hand and there's a first hand. So in between those first hand and second hand are the prime location, and only you as an investor, if you live in that area, only you know that property, that area, specific area in the clock, that is the right location. And when they say, if you buy it in a great location, no matter what the cycle is, whether it's a downtime or an uptime or an upturn, if you have time with you and it's in a great location, many buyers will be willing to buy. And just like this property that I'm purchasing in a couple of months ago, the seller likened it to a beachfront property. He said, you know what, Rhea? When I buy properties, he's actually an investor as well. It's 35 units and he's doing this as a flip. He bought it from the owner who lived in it for more than 30 years. And what they did was they swapped land. So how did he learn the owner? The owner was actually looking to downsize, and the seller of this particular property was selling his house and lot. So they swapped properties, and that's why he bought this property that I'm purchasing for him. So he said to me, Rhea, you know what? This property is lying a beachfront property. Why? Because the hospital is just right there. Just like in a beach, you're facing the beach. It's in a great location. So I know that this property that you're going to buy is a great property to buy. It's a great asset. And I know that. That's why I looked at it yesterday. And in this morning, we just signed a purchase and sales agreement, and now I'm putting it into escrow. So when you're investing into your first property, second or third property, it is very important, like I said, number one, to know the right location. Number two, it is very important to shop for rates right now. The rates right now are very expensive. The prime rate is 6.25, 6.5. The rate just keeps on changing. I could get lost in track because why? It was just 3% in March and now we're over 6%. So they keep on changing. So I'm really not sure where we are now. It's probably 6.25 and 6.5. And you know what? Next week, the Fed rate, the Federal Reserve will again meet, and most likely they're going to increase the interest rate. So when I spoke to the seller, I told him, hey, if you want to lock in today at 2022, I want to close on 2022 because you know what? I'm going to share you a secret because you're listening to this. This is the last year for bonus depreciation. Bonus depreciation. If you do not know that, go Google it because that's another topic. Or better yet, ask your accountant what 100% bonus depreciation is, because if you're an investor like me, you're going to get more money in the bank, in your buck. Because why? This is the last year, and next year it's going to go down. It's going to taper off to 80% or 75%, 50% next year. So now it's 100%. So get all those deals done this year. But when you buy, number one, don't compromise the location. My mentor, Grant Cardone, said earlier today when we had our mentorship meeting, he said, never ever compromise the location. Number two, you can compromise on the asset. You can step down on the quality from a quality A to a quality B, a B class, but never ever compromise on the location. So if you're on a busy street like this, on a downtown, there are also busy areas in your property. And just remember the clock that I showed you, with the first hand and the second hand, there's a prime spot in between the first hand and the second hand. And you as an investor would only know that area, that prime location. My name is Rhea. I'm the author of Apartment Prescription. I'm a family medicine physician and a geriatric physician, and I wrote the book, Apartment Prescription. It's how I found and bought for our 50 apartment units. And now, between my husband and I, we're over 76 units. And you know what? I tell you, I didn't have over 76 apartment units. When I came here in America, I had 0. And this is my kids, George and Jaden. So my son George is running for vice president. So let's go. In the school. So if nobody knows you, they cannot flow you. So my dear friends, when I came here, I had 0 financial education. I had 0 apartments to my name until I learned about this game of apartment investing. So if I've done it, I know you can do it too. Now is the best time to learn about apartment investing. I will be doing a live webinar, November 12th at 12 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time, and I invite you to come join me. Better yet, be a VIP experience where I will coach you, where I will answer all your questions. I tailor it to your needs on apartment investing. Whether you're a beginner, whether you have 2 or 3, I know there's more questions that you need answered, just like I am. Where I am, I still need questions to be answered. So that's why I have mentors. So let's go keep learning, because why? We're on this earth to learn. We're on this earth to grow. How tall does the tree go? As tall as they can. So let's grow as tall as we can. Let us go. Well, cannot wait.